Hey guys, welcome to the second video, part 2 of the introduction to MeetJourney. In this video, as I mentioned before, we're like the part 1. If you have not watched it, go watch the first part, which we talk about a little bit of the mindset, what are the goals for, using AI and MeetJourney. We also went ahead and talked about the methods, the related tools, a little bit of suggestions about ways to create your prompt. It could be like broad to specific, or we could just start very, very specific. We touch base on specific tips that we're gonna touch base, and now we're gonna go to the workshop. So before we go to the workshop though, I wanna give you a few examples on maybe a cheat sheet you should create for yourself. I know that each of you probably live in a different city, have different constraints. Maybe you're kind of building something for a historic town or something like that. So something to kind of relate for your company needs or what you want is to create like a spreadsheet. You can use Miro. I'm using Miro for this, but you can really use spreadsheets. You can use Whimsical. You can use other tools here that, as long as they kind of help you create a cheat sheet that you can kind of come back to it and analyze things. So a quick thing here is like I create a cheat sheet here to kind of put styles here of specific artists and understanding. In this case, I really wanted to kind of really wanted to create a very concise watercolor style here, because in MeetJourney you can use something called mood boards that we'll talk about before, but here I wanted to really understand what is that each of these ones here kind of makes it look so good as far as sketch or watercolor style. And it's great because whenever you create a prompt, sometimes you can add one of these images to just kind of have that environment. You can tell it to kind of, hey, I want this specific style of this person, and you can, again, it's not copying the image, it's just the AI is really understanding the style and trying to incorporate that into an image. Also kind of having a cheat sheet of styles, having a cheat sheet of style of Santa Barbara, having a cheat sheet of aspect ratios. So for instance, it's great that you have already here handy like the aspect ratio of like a square. The square is 1:1, widescreen is 16:9, cinematic one since it's 4:3, traditional photography 21:9. So it's great to have a spreadsheet cheat sheet that you can come back whenever you're writing a prompt and understand the styles. Understands maybe, for in this case, like I'm working with this company that is focused on in Santa Barbara. So not just the style here, but what is in that city specifically that we can kind of work with, and what styles are trending, whether or not you are in the coastal zone or whether or not you are kind of creating something more contemporary, or in the historic district where everything is a lot more constrained and you really need to follow a few styles. So here's where we come up with like Spanish colonial revival, mission revival, Mediterranean, craftsman, and then we go all the way to mid-century modern, urban loft, farmhouse modern. So that's something that is more specific to the city and what's trending, and what kind of more the style of what they're built normally. Like a lot of the houses, a lot of residential projects that they're currently building are in that style here. It's great to have like a cheat sheet of this. Like if you are the person that posts things on social media, maybe from the beginning when you start generating images, it's great to have already ratio of 9:16, so it automatically incorporates well into Instagram, right? So all these are really good things to have as a cheat sheet, especially until you really learn those. This one here is something that I'll integrate it here as at the beginning, so people can come here, people of the company can come here and really integrate these ones. So these ones here are just examples that you can copy paste, or you can just read and just kind of get an idea of prompts that you can do for each specific style. It has a lot of variety, and I'm sure that a lot of people are not gonna read all of them, but if you can just read one, right, or two that maybe can give you a sense of what you want to write, or kind of help you kind of understand, I didn't know, but I guess I can capture the essence of mid-century modern version of Santa Barbara. Okay, great. So that's a great starting of a line. So you can copy that, and then from there you edit that. So it's great, like starting points here you can use. Here's when we want to stylize some prompts, like here's when we were analyzing watercolors here. So again, examples. Here is also kind of, this was based a little bit on ChatGPT, on kind of what it gave us, like when it comes to prompt engineering, kind of what you're looking for. And as you see, even though it seems like there's 10 points and sometimes it might be a little bit overwhelming, the fact that the actual prompt, the example, is not more than, 50, 60 characters, right? And a lot of that, the more you want the AI to stylize it and have a little bit more creativity, the more number you will put here. So stylize 500 gives the AI more creativity, MeetJourney to use more creativity, whereas you want it to stick more to what you are telling it, you will probably put like a stylized 0, 50, but you want to normally keep it in the standard where they give it to you. So yeah, that's great too. And again, here you don't want to go more in, I don't want to go a lot more into detail in how to generate the prompt, because as I mentioned before, the tip is really if you can just allow or help of LLM to help you write a prompt. Also, just kind of taking into account these 6 elements here, I really like the fact that you can start broad. And again, you cannot be broad as just a contemporary residential home. You can start broad as saying a contemporary residential home in here with this environment and just keep it there. And the more it gives you images, the more you can start going from broad to detail. What else? Here, you can actually use personas to help the LLM give you a prompt for MeetJourney. So here you can say act as an architect or designer with experience in prompt engineering and photography. So you are emphasizing the LLM that, hey, just have this expertise, right? Compile this expertise and give me a prompt based on this. So the LLM is going to put more emphasis on these specific components, right? Whereas if you just tell it to give you a prompt in MeetJourney, it's probably going to give you a very good prompt. But I do feel like I get a little better results when I give it a persona, and I can give it a persona based on specifically what I want. Like if I want an space, I will tell the AI to give me to act as an interior designer with experience in photography, in real estate photography, and a fashion designer or experience in furniture. And I feel like it gives me a little bit better quality prompts in that aspect. You can also use it for images to video. So if you want to generate an AI video with Kling, Sora, or whatever it is that you use, you can tell it, hey, you can act as a filmmaker. You can do that. I want you to produce a cinematography video that is 10 seconds for this specific thing, and it will generate a prompt for that. And from there, you can really start editing those things. But I do believe that the best way to do is to start with a prompt that you like, and then give it to LLM so it kind of help you emphasize it, and then bring it to MeetJourney if you want to be more specific. Otherwise, you just start with a sentence or just an idea, bring it to MeetJourney, and then you build from there. And we're just gonna finalize this video with that, the emphasis of creating a cheat sheet for you before we actually go into the workshop. Sorry, like I really don't want to make this more than a 10-minute video. So next part 3 would be the workshop, but I really want to emphasize how important it is to create a cheat sheet, something that you can kind of come back and copy paste things, because there's going to be a lot of more things that are repetitive, and you really want to automate the process of this. Like, you don't want to be telling the LLM every time like this. Also, if you are a designer and you technically have done already 10 specific buildings with that specific style, you should already have a prompt that you should just copy paste and then edit a few items based on the client's wants and needs and generate the prompt. You shouldn't have to start each prompt from scratch. Also, the great thing is, like, whenever you're using MeetJourney and you have a website, you can go to an image and it would automatically give you the prompt that you can reuse. But I found that a lot better is just to have a cheat sheet that is automated, right? That you can just go and grab and copy paste stuff. You can come back to it and realize what's the style of each one, kind of get the style of Santa, like for a specific city and things like that. So it's great that you create cheat sheets, and I really just want to emphasize the importance of that, along with links of resources that you can get. Okay, so that's all for me. In the next video, we'll go to the workshop, MeetJourney. So stay tuned, and if you want to see the workshop, go to part 3 of the introduction to MeetJourney. Thank you.